Hi, Shreya. Many
Good.
congratulations for your admission to ISI. How does it feel?
It feels unbelievable, honestly. I'm still not able to register that I'm in ISI Delhi right now.
Okay, so how did you really prepare?
So
Were
when
you
I
like
started,
focused for ISI, or were you preparing for, all the entrances that you must have taken?
yeah, so I met a senior in August, and since then I was crazy for ISI. Whenever somebody used to ask me, "What's your preference of universities when it comes to MA Economics?" and I was like, "I don't know. It's ISI Delhi and ISI Kolkata. I've not researched beyond that." So it was always ISI for me. But then I was also giving other exams, and because the syllabus was almost the same, so you don't have to put different efforts for other universities. So I was giving other
Right, right,
exams.
right.
So I joined EcoPoint in
Mhm.
August. I'd started a month late, so I had a lot of backlog there, and I could start from joining the live classes in December. That was
Okay,
the month I started joining live classes. Till then, I was covering the backlog only,
okay.
which I would suggest people not to do. You should attend live classes side by side. The backlog you can handle. I was of the mentality that I'll first cover the backlog and then I'll join the live classes. But that didn't happen for the beginning 2 to 3 months.
We always suggest that whatsoever, whenever you're joining, don't miss your live classes. So, do live classes really help?
Yeah, because when I started joining live classes, I could see I could ask doubts there, and people used to ask doubts in the chat section, and a lot of concepts got cleared there. And not everything is put in the recording, so live
Yeah.
classes were absolutely time saver as well.
Yes, I think, and you get that discipline. You like
Right.
every day, at a particular time, you have to be there. So I always suggest, like, if you are getting live classes, then you have to, try to make it a point that every day you are at least taking out that much time. It
Right.
saves a lot more time actually. If
Yeah,
you
because when we were
have
I
time
was
to
going through
the live classes, it saves a
doing a
lot
lot
of time that you would have to, give later.
true, true,
Right.
true.
So,
So
yeah, tell me about more about your journey.
I became serious mainly from November, December,
Okay.
and yeah, putting in 8+ hours every day. That's what the schedule was from November,
Okay.
and yeah, then till ISI, it was in ISI the previous month. Like so, ISI exam was in May. The previous month was April, so I was putting in 12+ hours in April. So it was very hectic, but I wanted to be at ISI, so that's
Oh,
how it went.
you've done some rigorous work to be in ISI. That's nice. That's good to hear actually. Because yes, it does require a lot of patience, a lot of time management. In fact, I wanted to come to that point. So, how were you managing your time?
Okay. So I was mainly honestly focusing on the notes. So
Hmm.
all of my time was either going to attending the lectures because we also had lectures in March, and then either to or to go through the notes, revise all the notes. And so I started my day. I am a person who is a lot into fitness. So 2 hours a day was for me went into fitness only, and that was the only period I could give for myself for regeneration. So yeah, so
That's
two.
also a very important point. Actually, whenever you're preparing for anything so serious, I mean, it is academic or something else, any competitive exam or some, you need to actually take off your brain from
Right,
out of that focus area also, and focus it on something else that you really probably love and you want to
yeah,
nurture throughout your life, because that half an hour, 1 hour or 2 hour of peace of mind, that can really give you that can really rejuvenate you for the whole day. And perhaps then you can give more time, more concentration, more energy to the thing that you are focusing on.
yeah. I could experience a productivity boost because of that.
Yeah.
On the days when I used to go for some activity or something, and then all the time went to studying. So I just used to get up only when I had to have breakfast or lunch or dinner. Yeah, so
Hmm.
that's how it went. And coming to social media, because that's something that always takes up a lot of time.
Yes.
I am not on social media for the past 5 years. I don't like it.
Oh,
So it
that's
was
something very
different.
unusual. Though I'm sure you must be on WhatsApp because WhatsApp group is something
Yeah,
that we also encourage, at least for academics. Yeah.
yeah.
So there is, I mean, of course, there is something which is very helpful, but most of the part of social media is not that helpful. It just makes you waste your time. You
When
have
it
to be
comes to
very self-disciplined if you are on social media. Now, I think more and more people would be getting to know. In fact, I've heard of the terms like social media detox and all coming in. So
I used that
it's
app.
something
There's
that's
an
all.
app there. Yeah, I was using that app in March, April, and May to
Mhm.
stay away even from WhatsApp because we used to get a lot of doubts there, and then we used to spend hours and hours on WhatsApp only. Although we were studying, but then you could not hit your target for the day. So I
Yeah.
used to detox for like 12 hours. I couldn't use my phone at all.
Right,
So
right.
that's how it was going.
What is that app? Maybe someone else can
The
also
name,
use it.
yeah, the name of the app is Digital Detox.
Okay, digital detox. Yeah. That's a very in thing right now, but because actually people need it. We all
Yeah,
need it for that matter. We all need it. Many a times, it is difficult to self-discipline yourself. But if something comes in front of you, oh my God, this much time gone. So, you get
then
that
you get to
shock and then you will be better the next day. It is
and then you
definitely.
also get habitual of it. So then it becomes easier.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay, what about the test? Did you take up all the tests that we were giving to you?
So there were a lot of tests. I definitely did not take up all of them, but I was solving a lot of tests. So at EcoPoint, we also get tests starting from I guess August or I mean the
June,
moment the
July
course
itself, yeah, the
yeah.
practice ones.
So all of them, and then apart from them, the tests that we had before the exam, so IIT Jam and Jam type tests or Gate type tests or ISI type tests. So I was taking them, and they were really helpful. They were really helpful there.
So you were timing yourself properly and trying to give those tests?
Yeah, I was trying to give those tests
Okay,
definitely
okay, okay, okay.
in the last few months. Yes,
Last few months. Okay, okay. So you started off with the live classes in December. So you were regular for the course then?
Yes,
So
definitely.
you,
Yeah, I
you
was.
you've done all the live classes after that,
Yes.
even though you had done the backlog before, then also.
Mhm.
So that must have been like a quick revision for you for a few of the lectures at least.
Yes, yes, yes. It was.
Okay, okay, okay.
I actually sore by the notes. I can't count the number of times I revised the notes.
I wanted to come to that point. So how many revisions probably must have been?
I really can't count it. It must be crossing 11, 12. It must be crossing that.
Okay, okay, that's a good number actually. But I think revision helps. That's the only way it stays in your mind.
Yeah.
Otherwise, anyone, no matter, see, you have a different grasping power. Someone else might have some different grasping power. I might have some different. So the number might vary in that sense. But revision is something which is a must for everyone, I guess. How many registers at the end of the day you had made?
So if I just talk about notes, I was having 9 registers in total.
Acha.
And the registers were like very thick spirals. Also, my handwriting is very huge, so the
Yeah.
number
Okay.
could be a bit bigger. And then coming to tests and past years, I had separate registers for that.
Yeah.
So there must be 6, 7 there as well.
Okay, so in total, like you had like 15, 16 registers
Yeah,
easily.
15, 16 registers.
15, 16 registers कोई रिवाइज करने में इतना टाइम लग जाता है but revisions I mean goes without saying कि revisions are important कुछ भी कर लो you have to keep on revising and so you used to write all the questions when you were taking up the test क्या कर कैसे करते थे you were writing all the questions.
Not all of them, but the questions that I found tricky, or the ones that I could not solve, or if I am, say, doing the past years, I used to
Mhm.
mark the questions on the past year question papers only. That okay,
Okay,
these were difficult, and then I go through those only again, and not the easier ones
but you
to
were
save up.
solving everything separately
Yeah, the
in
first
proper
time I
manner.
was solving everything. Yes. Hmm.
मतलब एक बार तो आपने सारा का सारा ही करा ही होगा and yes what is the number of I mean you must have revised your past years also a lot many times I guess.
No, no, the past years I revised past years I guess one time only. I did them
अच्छा.
once and I revised once. Yeah.
Okay, you did them once properly and then you revised them once. अच्छा, generally past year भी लोग कई बार they revise it a lot many times but either which ways see questions are questions topics वही होते हैं So,
Hmm.
be it our test or be it past years, कहीं ना कहीं concepts तो वही घूम रहे हैं. So, if you're revising again and again, either of them or both of them, जैसे भी करो, but revision करनी पड़ेगी. उसके बिना it will not stay in your mind much. Yeah, that is there. Time management, I think मैंने आपसे पूछ लिया. आपका strategy क्या था? What was your like literally strategy?
For a particular institute, for ISI, are you
No,
asking?
for your preparation actually. For your preparation, what was your strategy? मतलब, were you like planning every day? कि अच्छा, tomorrow I have to do this, and how were you going about it? Or you were just going with the flow? Or were you the kind of person who would keep a target, like इतना target बना दिया, and then and achieve करना है, या फिर you were making like a decent target for yourself ताकि वो हो जाए achieve. So how were you going about it?
So till IIT Jam, I was actually revising things and completing the syllabus fully. So
Okay.
till then, I was not really focused on in how I have to cover the syllabus for IIT Jam because I was not even targeting to go there. But then after IIT Jam, every day I used to have this board sort of thing. I have this board sort of thing in my home, and I used to write, okay, this thing I have to do today, and that was a target that was, I guess, unachievable only. I used to have 2 to 3 things जो हमेशा रह ही जाती थी, but then it just made me push harder every day. So
Okay.
that's how it was for me.
Okay, okay. Sometimes, we do tend to do that. But so you're not the kind of person who would get disheartened कि अरे ये नहीं हुआ मेरा आज.
मैम होता था तभी तो I was able to push harder.
अच्छा,
uh,
ओके. So you were trying कि नहीं अचीव हो ही जाए किसी तरीके से.
हाँ,
Otherwise, I
because
always suggest people, me and Nishan both, we generally suggest people make achievable targets so that you're not disheartened at the end of the day. Because at times we also make such unachievable targets, and then we are like, oh my God, this has not been done. कैसे होगा? So we also have to do that. By now we know. It's always better to have like achievable targets. Yes, push yourself. उसपे भी, of course, keep it like where you're pushing yourself, but have achievable targets so that you're not disheartened at the end of the day. That's nice. So, what other institutes you did fill?
so I gave IIT Jam, I gave GATE, and then it was ISI, then it was CUET. So it
Hmm.
covered DSC, genuine institutes like that.
Hmm.
Then it was IGIDR. Then we had separate exam for IIT Kanpur also.
Yeah.
So I've given these exams, yeah.
And what other things you've, apart from ISI, you've cleared?
So IIT Jam, I got rank 12 there.
Okay.
Gate, the rank was very bad. It was 70 something there, so not very great there. ISI I cleared, and then IGIDR I got an interview call there, but till then I got the indication that okay,
Oh,
I am an
okay, okay,
IGI, so
okay,
I didn't
okay.
go for the
Oh,
interview.
you did not go for the interview.
And CUET, the only the scorecard is available, the ranks are not
Yes,
so.
right now we don't know who's where. Fine. And what else I wanted to ask you is that we also give some non-DSC test in order to target the other type of questions also. So when we are saying DSC type test or ISI type test, generally, the tougher kind of questions, more analytical, tougher, calculative questions are there. But we have given a lot of non-DSC tests. Were you able to do them also as a
Yes,
part
ma'am.
of the
So it
preparation?
was, I guess, mentioned by you and Nishant sir, both of you, that the tests just don't go by the name of the test. You have
Yes.
to try and solve every kind of test because you don't know what's coming in the paper.
Yeah.
So I was trying to solve every kind of test
हाँ,
there on the board.
उसमें भी ना, क्योंकि हमने क्या सोचा, हमारी सोच ये है, बिकॉज सी देर आर other institutes also, like Madras School hai, IGIDR hai. So
Mhm.
sometimes you get very varied kind of questions. In fact, CUET maybe now that it's CUET, so the pattern of the paper is a little different from what it used to be. जैसे DSC के questions आते थे, DSC में बहुत ज्यादा calculative और mathematically oriented questions आते थे. Now, perhaps you need to know the theory as well.
Yeah.
So un question un test में we were trying to just let you guys know the theory also, one liner kind of questions, because you
Mhm.
never know what comes where. So
True.
इसलिए so you did try to do them.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. And it helped in IG IDR, I guess, because IG IDR economics paper was not mathematical this time. It was
Yeah.
more on theory side.
So
And so was
IGIDR का ना हमेशा ऐसे होता है. It's very tricky. Sometimes they give very mathematical. Sometimes it's very this kind of a paper जैसे इस बार था. तो उनका पता नहीं रहता what will happen. So you have to be prepared for every kind of scenario. You never know क्या आ जाता है. So what plans? I mean, you have certain plans in your mind like अब ISI में जाना है. After that this. After that this.
no, so I've not exactly planned कि इसके बाद क्या करना है. I was thinking that I might go for PhD. That's not something that I'm very decisive of right now,
Mhm.
or it would be a job. I'm not very sure of that. So
Acha, I
that's
didn't ask you, what is your background? Like, you're from economics honors, Delhi, or where? I mean, what is your background?
so I'm from Ghaziabad, Uttar Pradesh, and I pursued economics honors from Khalsa College, Delhi University.
So, yeah, so talking about your career plans, I would just a suggestion. I mean, you don't need to take it, just a
Mhm.
suggestion. I suggest this to everyone that when you are working on your masters, when you are doing it, okay, just do it from the point of view that probably you want to stay in academics for a longer period of time. You want to go for PhD because that will give you that push for academics. What happens is a lot many times, अपने एक्सपीरियंस से ही बता रही हूँ मैं, what happens is a lot many times कि दिमाग में सेट कर लिया होता है कि masters and then corporate life and blah blah blah. So academics is just for I'm here now, I just want a good job and move out types. So उससे क्या होता है, then you don't focus so much on academics. Your target becomes कि नहीं मुझे I want a corporate job. Yes, you do want a corporate job, definitely. In fact, I would suggest everyone to go for it. You must get the idea of corporate world as well. You must get the idea of what actual world is out there. अभी तक तो academics में you are in a very safe zone. But when you actually go out, it's cutthroat competition throughout, right? इवन एकेडमिक्स में भी है, ऐसा नहीं है कि एकेडमिक्स में नहीं है. बट पढ़ना
Mhm.
ऐसे कि जैसे करनी है PhD, सो दैट रूट इज ऑल्सो ओपन फॉर यू फॉर एवर.
ठीक है मैम.
एंड वॉट हैपन्स इज दैट ये इस टाइम समझ नहीं आता है. But later on, once you have, it's like you have a buffet. So you will try out everything and then you realize, oh, I like this the best. So even for career options, we have so many things that are there. So we might choose one thing right now, we might choose another thing right now, and then we realize, oh no, I want to do this forever in my life. I want to be a research scholar. I want to do this. वो बाद में पता लगता है कभी कभी. So definitely, this is a suggestion actually for everyone. कोई भी जो masters कर रहा है, I think you should study from the point of view that you would like to stick to academics for a longer period of time, so that you give your 100% potential to it academically. And then वो rigor ना तभी आता है when you have that target in your mind. तो
Yeah.
just a suggestion. बाकी of course life, your life, in your hands, and I'm sure you'll make the best out of it. It's an amazing place to be. I have, yeah. So whatever feedback I have from a lot of students who've been there, it's an amazing place to be. So make the most out of it. It's really a ground of it's a breeding ground of academically inclined people. So just make the most out of it. I'm sure you will do wonderful in your life. Thank you very
Thanks.
much. Thank you very much for sharing your experiences. So let's just recapitulate what comes out of this discussion. Number one, I think you have given it a lot of time in terms of preparing, right? सो ISI ऐसे ही नहीं आता. ऑफ कोर्स ISI IIT दी स्कूल ये सारी चीजें ऐसे ही नहीं हो जाती. यू हैव टू प्रिपेयर वेरी वेल, राइट? So you've given enough amount of time every day for that matter. So number one,
Yes.
time. Number two, time management. Time to hai, I think. Number two, time management, right? What else would you like to add on to this?
So
Consistency, maybe. Consistency, like consistently doing it
consistency.
every.
If you do it consistently from say August or July, then you won't have to put in so much work at the
Yeah, in
end.
fact,
You
then,
just
yeah, there comes another point. Sooner the better. Sooner
yeah.
you realize, the better it is. Because जैसे हम लोग कहते हैं वैसे ही कि if you join in June, July, you will have to put like less number of hours every day perhaps. But जितना लेट करते जाओगे, number of hours stretch होता जाएगा. And that becomes difficult. that becomes very difficult, especially if you are from third year. It becomes very difficult to juggle with both the things, बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है कभी कभी. But
Right.
doable है. Definitely, it's not rocket science. If you are from this field and you have this in mind that I have to do it, I'm sure you can do it, right?
Yeah.
Thank you
But yeah,
very much.
this was,
Priya. Thank you very much for giving your time. Thank you. All
thank
the
you
best
for your
for the times. I'm sure you'll do
guidance.
wonderful in your life.